So the city council for the city of San Fernando met last night and voted no against making the city a sanctuary city. They also voted no against 3 new policies that would bolster its protections for immigrants. But there was an interesting discussion here that kind of shines a light as to the limitations of a small city compared to a large city and how that kind of influenced the decision that these folks had to make. So let me break this hour and a half down into about 3 minutes. So the first part of the discussion was on whether the city should adopt the term sanctuary city or any term similar to that. Another term that was thrown around was immigrant rights city. Councilmember Fajardo was one of the main opponents to adopting that, and his justification was basically that it would put a target on the back of residents and the city itself. Councilmember Victoria Garcia also added that there's some cities that call themselves a sanctuary city, and I think that they tend to be like really big cities and have resources to fight legally. Trump has made comments in the past about going after sanctuary cities, whether through funding or whatever. Mayor Mary Mendoza also kind of repeated that same sentiment. Fajardo also points out that we're currently under California's SB 54, which is the California Values Act, which often reads as a sanctuary law. They bring up the fact that City of San Fernando already has 5 policies that protect immigrants. You can pause it here. It's the top 5. And these policies are shared by the city of LA, Burbank, Glendale, and Pasadena. But they were hoping to add 3 new policies to these 5 to bring it to a total of 8. The 3 new ones are down here. You can pause to read those as well. So Councilmember Fajardo also went to the city manager, Nick Kimball, and asked him, has the city ever had to provide or been asked to provide ICE with any property that they can use? He said, basically no. He's like, does the city collect any information already on residents' immigration statuses? Which he also said no. To which he basically concludes, so if we've never had these situations, why do we need these laws for situations that have never happened? To which a lot of the residents in attendance were booing as well. The motion was put to a vote, and it failed 3-2. The only 2 people that voted for it were Councilmember Lopez and Vice Mayor Solorio. Councilmember Garcia, when she was voting no, added, well, we do these things already, emphasizing a statement she had said earlier in the discussion when she was basically like, we've had these policies since before the term sanctuary city became popular. But I think it's an interesting discussion on the difference between what a small city can risk versus a large city. Do you think San Fernando is actually protecting and looking out for its citizens by not putting a target on their backs with this term sanctuary city? Do you think the term sanctuary city and these extra immigration protections are things that only larger cities can afford and smaller cities can't risk? Or do you believe, as most residents in attendance at the city hall meeting, that having a sanctuary city name and having these extra protections would just reaffirm and be a strong voice against this administration? The full article and breakdown is on lataco.com. You can get all the details there. And as always, support your local journalists. We're independent.